So this is your second factoring review video, and this time we're factoring when your first number here, this a value, is not 1. So example 1 says to factor 12x squared plus 5x minus 2, and we're going to take you through 3 different ways to factor this, and you can choose whichever method works best for you. So the first method we're going to talk about is the guess and check method. So with guess and check, what you want to do is look for all the factors of your a value here. So my a value is 12. My factors are 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4, and that's what I want to set up my parentheses like. So I have 1x and 12x, 2x and 6x, 3x and 4x, because I know when I multiply those first terms, they're going to get me to that 12x squared that I need. Then I want to look at my factors of negative 2. So I have 1 and negative 2, or negative 1 and positive 2. And those values can go anywhere in these parentheses, and I'm going to guess and check until I get the one that works. So with x plus 1, 12 minus 2, when I multiply my inner terms, I need to get this 5x. I need to add to that. So 1 times 12x is 12x, and x times negative 2 is negative 2x, and that doesn't give me 5x. So I can also switch these, and I can do minus 2 and plus 1, and if I do that, negative 2 times 12 is negative 24x, and 1 times x is 1x, and that's not going to give me 5 either. So I know x and 12x is not where I want to start my parentheses. If I have 2x and 6x, I can do plus 1 minus 2. This gives me 6x. That gives me negative 4x, which is going to give me 2x for my middle term, not what I want. If I switch that and I did negative 2 and plus 1, this gives me negative 12x plus 2x, which is negative 10x, not what I want. 3x and 4x, if I did plus 1 minus 2, this gives me 4x and negative 6x, which is not what I want. But if I did, nope, that's what I just did. Where am I? 3x plus 2 minus 1. This gives me 8x minus 3x, which is going to give me my 5x, which is what I want. So your numbers can switch, 2 and 1, and your signs can switch from positive 2 to negative 2 and from positive 1 to negative 1 for each one of them, and you guess and check until you get your answer. Then there's the bottoms up method. For the bottoms up method, first you want to multiply a times c, so 12 times negative 2 gives you negative 24. Then you write your quadratic minus that a term. So you write it as x squared plus 5x minus 24. This number that you get here now becomes your new c value. Then you factor x squared plus 5x minus 24, just like we did in the other video when a was 1. So I know that 8 and negative 3 multiply to negative 24, and they add to 5. So those are the values I'm going to put in my parentheses, x plus 8, x minus 3. Then you want to divide by your a term, so dividing by this 12 to both of them, and simplify your fractions. So x plus 8 over 12 simplifies to x plus 2/3, and x minus 3 over 12 simplifies to x minus 1/4. From there, you do bottoms up. So you take the bottom of your fraction, the denominator, and you move it up into the front of this x, and the denominator here up to the front of that x. So you get 3x plus 2 and 4x minus 1, which is what we got here. Same answer, because it'll be the same answer every time you factor. The last method is the a times c method. So you're going to take your a value and multiply it by your c value again to get that negative 24. And this time you want to put into a t-chart 24 and 5. So this term and then your middle term. And again, you want to look for values that multiply to 24 and add to 5. So I have negative 3 and 8. Multiply to negative 24 and add to 5. From there, you want to replace this 5x. You replace your middle term with these two terms, negative 3 and 8. So you have 12x squared minus 3x plus 8x minus 2. So your ax squared stays and your c stays, just the b term gets split up. Then you want to group. So if you can see, I grouped my first two terms and grouped my last two terms, and I'm looking for the GCF between those two. So 12x squared minus 3x, I can factor out a 3x from both of those terms. When I factor out the 3x, I'm left with 4x minus 1. And then I look at my second set. 8x minus 2. From this, I can factor out a 2, and when I factor out a 2, I'm left with 4x minus 1. Your goal for this method is to get these two values to be exactly the same. So here they're both 4x minus 1, which is good. That's what you want, because you want to write that factor once, and then you want to combine these two numbers, 3x plus 2, in their own set of parentheses, and again, you'll get 3x plus 2 times 4x minus 1 in factored form.